I would say the most challenging aspect, for me at least, is movement. You know, when you're playing wheelchair tennis, we don't have the ability to step side to side like able-bodied tennis. We actually have to be always moving and always returning, moving in a circle, moving in a figure-8 pattern. And just to know where to place yourself to hit that ball, to hit a good ball, I think that's the most challenging part, is movement.
We have an existing wheelchair tennis program that has been running for the last 3 years with a partnership with Valley Children's Hospital in Fresno State. This is our first 3-day all-comers wheelchair tennis camp that is hosted also by USTA national staff. Both Brendan as well as John are our national staff that have come in to host the wheelchair camp here at Fresno State for the 3 days that we have it. They are in charge of running all the on-court drills and activities for the campers. They are bringing a level of experience. We have high caliber coaches here this weekend working with each of the different levels of wheelchair participants that we have out here.
Okay, Bruce, you're going to be ready. As soon as Micah hits that backhand, you're going. Push, 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 and go. Bruce, you're up. Go, go, go. Good, good. And this is just a warm-up. Good, nice recovery. Good, go after it.
Nice. Oh, another one. Good, nice. What about that one now? What about this one though? Oh, no, you got to go back. You got to go back. Nice, good. Yes, good reach, but what about that one? Nice.
I was very fortunate to have someone loan me a chair and give me a chair, and so basically for my entire wheelchair coaching life, I have been able to experience playing in a chair, and it's helped me to get an idea of how to move in a chair, why a player might struggle with turning right or left, or how, why I'm not moving backwards, how to push. It allows me to relate to the players a little bit more, to show them that, I'm someone who can at least get a little bit closer to what they're experiencing. I think it's critical as a coach. I think it's probably the most important thing. We can teach strokes and you can learn mobility, but to really understand what it's like to be in a chair, to push to a ball, I just find that to be so important in my mind as a teacher to relate to them.
Both hands, keep going. I'm going to make you push. I know I mean push. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Rack it up now. Rack it up. Good. Push across. 3. 1, 2, 3. Just tell yourself in your head, I love pushing. Okay, ready, go. Oh, you're going to tell me by the end of this, you're going to love it. Good. How's your continental grip? How's that continental grip? Good. Oh my gosh, I'm natural. Look at that.
Okay. So some of our athletes are quadriplegics, and that means they have impairments in all 4 limbs. So some of our athletes don't have the strongest grip strength, or they have weak fingers, or they can't grip the racket. So taping the racket to their hands help them hold on to their rackets so they can play. It makes it a little more difficult, but there's some really good quad players out in the Paralympics that just hit balls where you're like, how do you hit that with that racket taped to your hand? But that, helps them keep the racket in their hand and keep the ball in play.
The technical stuff is really, really huge. Obviously, we want to make sure right grips, swinging that forehand, backhand, but we really, really highlight that mobility, being able to move in the chair, when we're supposed to turn and things like that. So we really, really focus on the movement and mobility of the chair. So we spend a lot of time, and again, it's a lot of tennis for these guys, and so yeah, a lot of mobility and getting that movement going. Luke, you're gonna switch with Evan. Evan, you're gonna switch over here. Okay, guys, push. Come right at me. Get that chair 45 degree. That is A+, beautiful. I'm a little nervous that he knows how to read my mind, but outside there you go. There you go. Get out there, please. Good. Good. Nice.
This looks hard. Tennis itself is not an easy sport, and the fact that all the participants are doing this while in a wheelchair, I think is just out of this world awesome.
This is just one of the many examples of adaptive sports, and tennis takes a lot of strength, a lot of endurance, a lot of hand-eye coordination, and it's really impressive to see that all they want to do is just get a chance to play tennis.
Good and up. Good, good. Slice if you need to. That's okay. Good. Nothing wrong with slicing that ball. Good. Push it. Recover.
Some of it could be, you know, they don't know if they qualify for playing adaptive sports. You know, if you have any physical disability, it doesn't mean that you have to be in a wheelchair. It could mean that you're an amputee. It could mean that you have some paralysis on some parts of your legs or hands or whatever. Some of those misleading factors is some people don't think they're disabled enough to play, or they don't think their disability qualifies. And that's all such a false, you know, thing, because, you know, wheelchair tennis or adaptive sports in general is for anyone with any physical disability.
Fresno have been an area that USTA, you know, would like to target, to support, and we can't do it without Coach D and Fresno State. So we thank you for, you know, for having this opportunity for us to be here to expose, you know, tennis, you know, to everyone.
I always say, if you're interested in ever coming out to adaptive sports, to always come out, always try. With Valley Children's Adaptive Sports, we offer free programming for anyone ages up to 21 with a physical disability. You know, we have sports from basketball to tennis to water skiing to rock climbing, variety of different types of sports. So if tennis isn't for you, if basketball isn't for you, to find the right sport that is for you, because it can change your life.